Welcome to West Derby, a village with roots that trace back to the northern times. The name West Derby derives from the word deerby, which signifies a settlement near a deer park. In the days of the Normans, West Derby was the ancient heart of what we now know as Liverpool, holding significant administrative and social importance. As we take a brief journey through the present-day West Derby village, we see a blend of historical charm and modern vibrance. The village still retains its old-world character with picturesque lanes, ancient buildings and lush green spaces, all while embracing the conveniences and developments of contemporary living. Strolling through the village, you encounter a unique juxtaposition of heritage and modernity, making West Derby a fascinating place to explore. Despite the new mansions and ongoing investments in West Derby over the years, the village's primary place of worship was once a modest chapel at its centre, constructed in the 18th century. However, as the community grew, St James's Church in Mill Lane was consecrated on June 26, 1847 by the Bishop of Chester, predating the creation of the Liverpool diocese. Oriented north-south in ritual terms, St James's Church is an impressive structure built from red sandstone. Its architectural plan features a 5-bay nave flanked by north and south transepts, a chancel with a north chapel and a south vestry. The west tower, which includes a baptistry to its south, is a distinctive feature with 3 stages highlighted by a west doorway, lancet windows, louved bell openings and crowned with a pyramidal roof. The church's sides are adorned with more lancet windows, allowing light to pour into the sacred space, while the east end showcases a striking set of 5 lancet windows, enhancing the church's grandeur and historical essence. St James's Church not only serves as a place of worship, but also as a testament to the rich cultural and architectural heritage of West Derby. We have local broadcaster and journalist Stephen Guy here with us today. Let's get to know the relationship between St James and the West Derby Society. To know you are actively involved in the local community group West Derby Society. Could you give us some insight about the society and your involvement with St James so far?
Yeah, well, I was born in West Derby. I attended St James's Church. I was confirmed there from the olden times when Liverpool was just basically a few cottages. They were able to build the church for the carriage folk. It took a number of years, and then Mrs. Thornton's daughter, Mrs. Reed, after her mother's death, she carried out more work on the church, and that is commemorated in the church, as you walk around.
As a local historian and active journalist, what makes St James unique compared to a typical church building?
Well, in many ways it is a typical church building. I mean, it has a beautiful pipe organ. St Thomas's has some beautiful Victorian stained glass, which would have been very, very expensive. And of course it has a wonderful belfry as well. And the bells were rung in 2019 when we handed over to St Thomas's. And those bells are waiting to be rung now. But most of all, it has the Lusitania glass war memorial, which is unique and carries a picture of the liner that was sunk in 1915.
What are the thoughts of the local community in regards to the transition from St James to St Thomas?
It's very welcoming. I do remember way back in 2019 when they had the handover, if you like. It was a lot of community members were there, and also there were a series of events where clergy from the Church of England attended. So it is, and we are delighted in West Derby that St Thomas's have done so much for the structure of the building. You have to remember there's a great deal of love for the building in West Derby, and we're delighted when we see and the work that's being done to really transform the church, because it was in quite a dilapidated state up until St Thomas's taking it over, and people are really relieved that our historic building has been preserved.
Another important aspect of the transition from St James's Church to St Thomas aligning with Indian Orthodox tradition, is the inclusion of indigenous worship materials and the preparation of the altar. As you enter the church, the first thing you probably notice is the traditional bell metal lamp, a symbol of divine light and presence in Indian Orthodox worship. Above, you can't miss the magnificent ecclesiastical Greek chandelier. This stunning piece represents 70 icons of martyrs from the New Testament, each accompanied by divine illumination, creating a sacred and awe-inspiring atmosphere. The pulpit is beautifully decorated with hand-painted icons of all four authors of the Gospels, adding a rich artistic element to the worship space. The altar was carefully reinstated to align with the Syrian Orthodox tradition, ensuring it reflects the rich liturgical heritage of the church. The altar itself is enriched with icons of Saint Mary, Saint George, Saint Thomas, and Saint James, honoring key features in the faith. The accompanying chapel is dedicated to Saint Mary and the first saint of the Malankara Orthodox Church, Parumalamar Gregorios, offering a special place for prayer and reflection within this historically, spiritual, significant space.